Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for Truth show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and it's a pleasure to have you back with us again today. And we have today a very special segment to deal with community. So many times we feel lost and without aid, without someone who really cares. And tonight we're going to have someone with us who has tremendous care for her community. Terri Ham of Harlem, New York. And Buddha, if we can put her pictures up on the screen, I want to introduce her to our viewers. And there you see her with her friend Johnny and working on veterans programs. She's a community and veterans advocate, an executive director and co-founder of Boots on the Ground for Veterans Services Worldwide, Inc. She's a member of the United War Veterans Council, a woman's empowerment advocate, and co-host of the Re-Engineer the Experience podcast. She is also a member of Grandparents Around the World, an executive member of the NAACP, former chairperson for the Community Educational Council, then becoming the president for District 9 Region 1 under Mayor Bloomberg. She's a member of the Harlem branch of Grandparents Around the World. And Terri has been awarded the Mayoral 2020 Service Award and the Mayoral Lifetime Achievement Award, the New York State Assembly Award, the 2020 Certificate of Recognition as an Exemplary Collaborator. She has a Lifetime Achievement Award for NAVVETS and the Bronx Award for Seniors. And she's a collaborator of the American Dentists Give Back to Veterans Group. And Buddha, if you bring her up on the screen, I want to bid a warm welcome to A Time for Truth show to Terri Ham. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing, Dr. Ben?
Well, I'm doing very well. I'm very happy to see you. And I wanted to get right to your show and ask you, how was it that you chose this path in life?
Wow. As a child growing up in Harlem, I was inspired by so many different leaders, such as Nina Simone, the Black Panthers, how they gave back to the community when the children didn't have food to eat. They would get food and feed the kids who went to school with no food. Nina Simone with the cultural music that made us what we are today. It was just a beautiful time. All of the activities they have for children, like ballet, African dancing, things to keep us busy like we don't have today. There's nothing for the children really do out there like we did in the day. They're there, but you have to find them. And it's sad. It should be there, present, where everybody can find a place to be, a place to do something, to be loved, to have friendship, have family, and just enjoy life and not worry about guns and violence, all that. But I from that's why I became on this path, because I wanted to help people. I want to give people we had and we didn't have, and those of us didn't have, we found a way to have. We didn't wait for the government to feed us or take care of us. We took it upon ourselves and made it happen for what we had. So basically, that's what I did. I got the culture from home. We loved and supported. It was a village. The village raised the children, and that's what we did. It took a village to raise the children, and we made sure.
Absolutely. Let me. I know you do a lot of work with the community in New York City, and you're very active. I see you involved in so many events. And I see you at so many. What do you think really needs to happen in New York City? What is it that we need to move towards so that we can improve the things that you see as an advocate?
Well, I see that we need to move forward, especially towards mental illness. It's rising, up and rising every day, all day, every year. Um, more resources for our veterans coming back from the war and re-entering the homes of their families, their children, the work world, just being able to deal with what's going on, the PTSD. And we have that program as we speak now, making sure when the veterans come out, they'll have programs for them to get back in the community and be successful as a community, as a community person. Excuse me. I want to also talk about the police. We have to educate our police officers on how to treat our community because if you're not living there, you don't really know how to treat us. And I think if we had, like back in the day when I was younger, the police officers were your friends. They knew the kids on the block. They knew your parents. It took time to realize who you were and what you needed. Education, we definitely, the education has to be addressed. Um, the violence on our
Absolutely.
children and all that. Basically, like, programs, more programs to get our children to be successful and productive youth in the community so they are future leaders.
You know, Terry, you're bringing out a really important point, and as you were saying it, it made me remember the police officers where I lived in my hometown. And it seems like somehow, in general, in our world, the purpose or the goal has been lost
Right?
because it
So,
seems like everything is about money and time. And,
and
you know,
greed.
I remember, like what you said, that the police officers, they knew us and they weren't really trying to enforce things on us as they were almost like an extension of your mother and
Of your
father.
brother.
You,
Exactly.
you,
Absolutely.
that's
And I
what you were
also want to
saying?
cover that very important, the voters. We need to teach our community more, to educate them on how to vote, the importance of voting, not just go out and vote. Before they go out and vote, read and educate yourself. Read about the politicians that you're voting for. Know what you're getting into. If you want you to learn and educate yourself on what they have, what they're doing for you, what can they do if they're not doing it, to know that you have the power as an individual to hire, to fire, and that's to hire and fire your politicians. They're not doing the job, get rid of them. That's your job. That's your power. A lot of us don't know our power that we have. We have a lot of power in voting. The empowerment in voting is very important. Very, very. All that's going
Absolutely.
on out here, it is.
You know,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you're bringing out a good point about our democracy because when you look at it and you look at these dictators in these communist countries, obviously by not being involved, those countries have totally lost their ability to have any control over the leader, and they just have these dictators there forever, which you see what's happening in the world right now because of that. It's gets out of control. So it's a very good point. So you work a lot with that, with education, and for the voting, and Terry, is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. We do that. We give classes and workshops and explain to our community how to vote. We let them know what
Uh,
the politicians do, how much they're paid, that they can also be a politician. You don't need an GED or anything on the degree to be a politician. Come in and take that place. This is your community. You know what you need. So come and be a politician. Be a voice for your community. We all can do it. You just got to want to do it. Look around you and apply and say, this is what I need in my community. This is what we need here, there. Because we're suffering. We're experiencing it. But who can speak better for us than us? Come on. That's what I feel.
well, you know, those are very good points because That's the only way we can maintain what we have. And sometimes we complain and we say, "How did something happen?" But you're right; it
Right.
happened because no one took any interest. It's like having kids and you just let them go whatever way they want to go to. They're going to obviously not turn out too good, and somehow we lose sight of the fact that that's our city, that's our community, that's our country. That if we just let it go whatever which way, you're right. The same thing is going to happen. It's not going to come out in a good direction.
Not at all. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
We have the power.
I know
We have
you
the
do a
power.
lot
We
of
have voice.
work. I know you do a
Yes.
lot of work with the veterans and aiding them and working with them and honoring them. And you work with Johnny Williams, right?
Yes. Johnny Williams, Jamie Sanders. Yes. I work with a couple, to name a few. Okay, Carrie Taft, so many I work with. I come together with all my veterans, and we come together and help one another. That's what it's about. And
Yeah, and
I'm
and
a connector. I'm a connector.
I don't want to leave out. I don't want to leave out Manny Rodriguez because I know he loves
Oh
you very
yes, Manny.
much, right?
Exactly, exactly. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, and I'm connecting them. I get people all over the country. I got people from Florida, Texas, Arizona calling me saying, "Oh, Terry, I have monies. I want to give towards the veterans. I want to help out. I love what you're doing. Please let me be a part." And I'm like, I didn't realize that so many people were hearing me and were watching me. And with boots on the ground, it's getting around. So see, it's new, the name, but the work has been done for over 15 years now. So I've been doing it. So they know what I do. The Army and Navy Marine, I volunteer. I go to the meetings. I go and volunteer the parades, Manhattan and the Bronx. I do it all. When they say they need me, I'm there. I'm collecting information to empower our veterans. You know, we're working on
That's
housing for the homeless shelters, for the veterans as well as the civilians. I'm getting about to get ready to start building houses, and I'm going to help any way that I can. Put a little brick in there, put my name on it. But we do a lot. We're getting them what they need, and it's a lot. And I speak to my veterans all the time, and they speak to me all hours, and they tell me what they need, what they want, and I go out, and I'm good at advocating. I'm good at fighting. I'm a visionary. I'm a connector. Whatever they need, anybody, I get it for you. And I'll do what I can do, and the rest I put in somebody else's hand. If I can't help you, I know someone who can. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Coming together and collaborating and sharing best practices.
absolutely. You really live up to the word advocate. I saw in the initial pictures you were there with our present mayor Eric Adams. Where was
Yes,
that function that you were with him at?
that was a veterans function. They gave a breakfast for the veterans, and he was there, and I was there, and some other figures was there as well. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful breakfast and everything. It's honoring some veterans also. It was beautiful, and Eric loves his veterans as well.
And tell me, because you've been with him, and I know that you have a good relationship with him. Tell us a little bit about what you feel the mayor's like, as as a human
Well,
being.
well, to me, I think he's got a kind soul. He's there for the work. I've been following Eric since since my children were like about, I'll say, 15, and they're like 37 years old now. And I watched them, and I watched how he moved. And I said to myself, this man is who we need in this place. Because no one is perfect, but for the most part, he was doing what we needed. He's watching what's going on with our children, putting in programs. I went to many of his events, and I listened and I watched. And I met so many people who were doing the same thing that I was doing. And I love that. All we want is somebody to do what you can do. That's all we want. We don't want you to do anything less. And he was doing it. He went through part of being arrested, as he said. Um, he looked and saw what was needed. Like that's what we have to do. And we're not doing that. Just open your eyes, look around you, look behind you, just look. And you look, wait, look, that needs a new wall. That needs a new lot. Simple as that. Let's not depend on the government just to take care of us. The numbers, we are powerful. We are powerful. And I see a lot of power out here. Just need to know how to direct it. The right people leading you, we could make this place a phenomenal place to live. Really. And I'm proud of you too, Dr. Ben. You know, you one of those leaders as well. And I work with you too. I saw you.
Well, thank you. You know, I was going to ask you, I see you have a new podcast.
Yes, we're working on a slew of things, and that's one of the things that's up and coming. My partner, Jamie Sanders, he's going, she's going to put that together. I will be in it with him, but everybody has their own place, and I know my place. I stay in my lane. You can have that part, and that should be up very soon. So look out for that as well. And also, the website is up and coming, and the logo. So bear with us. Like I said, I don't need a website to do the work that I'm doing. I'm still going to continue what I'm doing.
Very nice.
Never stop,
What
won't
what
stop.
what what what, what do you call your podcast?
Well, oh gosh, Jamie, excuse me, Jamie, excuse me for that. Like I said, Jamie Sanders is doing it. Okay, he has that information. Please bear with me. Okay,
Okay,
all right.
no problem. And
We
you're
all
going to
have our
be
own separate one.
it's going to be basically interviewing community members or
Exactly. It's about like the youth, creating a generation of youth, um, the community, the veterans, whatever it takes to make this world a better place to be. That's where it's going to consist of. We're going to touch all areas. So but we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. There's a lot coming to into play, and I know you're gonna be very happy to see it. And we're doing it now, so we're really happy about it. Everybody is saying to us, "We love what you're doing. Keep continue what you're doing. You know, empowering our veterans, getting the work out, getting to talk to people what they need, and bringing it back to the veterans, and they love it. And teaching one, they each one teach one, and that's what I love about it.
you're working with Globetrotter Bobby Hunter and
Yes, I am.
uh very good. Yeah, and the
Yes, I am. That's
basketball.
my brother. I'm another mother. Yes, I've been a Bobby for like a long time since my kids were about okay, again about 15 again, and he came to me when I had one of my other organizations, uh, Rising Young Man. He came to event we had, and he says, Terry, um, I want to donate to your community, to your organization. And I said, well, Bobby, we don't have a 501c3 yet. He said, that's okay. And from that day on, we've been brothers and sisters. And he would, whatever I had something, what do you need? He send me speakers. He'll get the Pepsis, whatever we needed, juices for the events. And he's been a major role, played a major role in all the things I've been doing. Also, and I really appreciate him. And he inspired me. He's also one of my mentors. I'm a mentor to so many people, and he's my mentor as well. So we do a lot. He keeps me abreast of doing things. He watches me. He sends me places that need help that I don't know about, like globally, and I'm like really, really excited and thankful for that. You know, so he keeps me going. He adds to my avocation. And I love that part. You
Yeah,
know,
he's
I
a
love that I can
great
help people. Hmm?
absolutely.
Okay,
He's a great human being. And I wanted to ask
very.
you, what has inspired you also on top of all these other things that you're doing? You're involved in women's empowerment, and you
Yes.
advocate for women. So how is that going for you?
Very good. Are you kidding? We have businesses that I joined. I joined Women's Grameen. It's a place where you want to open your own business, and let's say your credit is bad, they will give you loans, small micro loans to start, and you pay it back every week. At the same time, you're helping your credit, repaying your credit as well. So it's a very good program, and we teach you about vendors, have vendor space. We have free spaces to come out and show off what you do. So it's a very good place. We have for domestic violence, we have organizations where we helping people with domestic violence. Places to go to, safe haven. Uh, well, right now I just joined a group called Sex Trafficking, so I don't know anything about that yet, but I just joined that as well. And I'm missing children, so I'm very excited to join that and be a part of that as well.
You know, probably the viewers out there are saying, how do you find the time to do all these different activities? What would be your answer to that?
You know what? It's like blood. It runs my veins. It runs my veins. It inspires me. It heals me. And I've been that way since I was a young. I mean, like when I say young, I was young. Always wanted to be to make the world a better place to be. I feel like people think that you have to be rich, you have to be another color or whatever. To me, it's just got to be yourself and find a way that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? And you don't realize sometimes happiness is just in here, in our heart. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not happy here, you're not happy. So many things we can do to make ourselves happy. People talk about nice houses. You don't have to have a nice house. Get you a house. Make sure your house is clean. Make it look a mansion. That's your house until you get your house that you want to have. I mean, it's just little things we could do. Just the little things that make a difference. That people don't realize that. The little things. You start from that foundation. But I'm sorry, I kind of went off the beaten path. Go ahead. What's so much of domestic violence? That's another thing I'm working with as well. Very important. Empower that
Absolutely.
woman.
As we're doing this show, and I see how you're trying to make the New York City area a better area, what would you like to kind of conclude for all of the viewers and get them to realize? What do you think needs to happen? What has to change in our mindset?
Like you said, in our mindset, we have to change to love one another. Number one, I feel, and I'm going to say this, like, have God in your life. People may not agree, but that's how I deal with it. I'm talking about coming together and collaborating, sharing best practices, and let's make a world that we all can live in. You don't have to love or like one another, but we all want the same thing. We want love, happiness, and peace and harmony. That's what we really want, and prosperity. Let's come together. I see people doing things. Don't hold your skills or your power, what you have, and hold it to yourself. Bring it to a table. Everybody come together, make it happen. Together, that's power. Together, that's phenomenal. You know what kind of world we could be? Our children are so smart. We are so smart. We're like, we don't walk these grounds forever and ever. Our ancestors walked these grounds. Let's come together and learn from one another. And let's make it happen. Come together and talk. Let's have a conversation. I think one thing I felt was very, very small and minute, no child left behind. I thought of something so simple. You have apartment. Okay, most of us say projects. We live in projects, but be very poverty level. Everybody come together instead of watching soap operas. You call Juan, Sabrina, whatever, and come over and let each one teach one. Get some peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and they learn from another. That's the way to keep our children learn what they need to learn, and don't depend on the education system. We teach our kids at home when they're home. Everybody teach one. It's just a lot. Something simple as that. I feel. I have a lot of ideas to make things happen. And it's just. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I get kind of a little emotional because I see it. Got to raise our children, each other. We have to. We have to.
Absolutely, Terry. Bobby Hunter has been saying something that you mentioned a few times now during the show, and that's empowering mothers. He created something that he calls a mother's foul shooting contest, and
Wow.
he has the
Yes.
mothers do foul shooting because what he wants to do is he wants to feature the mother and to put that back into our world, the importance of love, the importance of guidance, and the importance of having some structure. And he actually had that down in Florida. He had that down in Atlanta, and recently at Tuskegee they had a basketball event. And so I can see why you work with him. And he loves also the other program that you talked about, this Each One Teach One, which makes sense, because
Makes
that's
sense.
how I learned. That's how I learned in school. I got taught, and then I turned around and, like you said, give it back to the community.
That's right. Right.
Well, let me
And
ask you
also
a
we
question
deal with.
because you're doing so much, and I know
Mhm.
you're very happy that Mayor Adams is in office.
Yes.
What would you like to do yourself, or what position would you like? I mean, you got so much going on, but what would you like to do in the next few years in this area in Metro New York?
What I like to do, I like to get a building where everybody comes together with what they have, what skills or what talent they have, and make it accessible for everyone. I don't want to be just like you have to be a certain place to hear it. I want everybody to share everything. Just go to one place and share it. We do that now, right now, but I want it more accessible. Because like me, I would go out every day, but I realized a lot of people don't know where to go. But me, I knew because I read everything. I read everything. I saw this and I saw that. If you're busy, you're not gonna see it. Obviously, put it out there so everybody can see it. Make it accessible. Make them understand this is yours. This is yours. Use it. It's your food. It's empowerment. I just want everybody to know what they can do. Don't think you can't do it. You can do anything you want to do. You just got to do it. Be a part of it. Do what you can at your start to be me. I'm not gonna try to be you, Ben. I'm not gonna try to be Bobby Hunter. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do what I can do and make a difference. And that's what we need. Everybody come together, do what they can do, and watch you grow. Because I plant seeds. I call plant the seeds. Wherever I go, I plant seeds. Everything I know, I make sure my community knows about it. And I'll say, so and so, I'll go here. So go here. Guess what? If you go to this organization or go to this program, guess what? You'll get this. Uh, Go here, do this. You get this there. No, I don't just don't send somebody somewhere. I make sure I go through it first, and then I know that it's good. It's something they should do. Like some people send people places, they don't know how it's gonna be when they go. When I send you, you're gonna know that it's good to the end, and that's what I like doing. I don't
Well,
send somebody
Terri,
up
you
there.
know what? It's a
Hmm.
pleasure to have you on with me tonight. Thank you for
Hmm.
coming on the show.
Thank you, thank you for having me, and I appreciate you. Give my love to the family, and God bless you. Take care.
Well, God bless you. You look great. I wish you
Thank
a
you. You
lot of
too.
success coming up in the year. And you know what? To our viewers, let's take a look at what Terri Ham has said. Let's get out there. Let's help each other. And let's help Mayor Adams make New York City a better place in the next
Exactly.
few years. And for those of you watching, have a great night.
Good night, everyone. Take care. God bless.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet